flight attendant says half the seniors she denies boarding this year had a passport that wasn't even expired and didn't know why. A man flying to Spain checked his passport before he left home, not expired. 4 months left, he figured that was the only number that mattered. At the counter, the agent slid it right back. His destination needed 6 months, not 4. He never made it past check-in. That's the trap. 5 passport rules are quietly getting seniors denied in 2026. And almost none of them are about an expired passport. Number 2 catches people married 40 years. Let's start with the one costing the most trips. Rule 1. The 6-month rule. Dozens of countries won't let you in if your passport expires within 6 months of your trip, even if it hasn't expired yet. Airlines run every passport through a system called Timatic before you board. And if it flags short, the gate agent has zero say in the matter. You could have 4, even 5 months left and still get turned away, because valid and valid enough are 2 different things to that system. Here's why this one is sneaky for you specifically. You glance at the date, see it hasn't passed, and you stop checking right there. Nobody ever told you the real cutoff is 6 months earlier than what's actually printed on the page. And here's the layer most people miss completely. Mexico, Canada, and most of Europe only need 3 months or less. The 6-month wall hits hardest in Asia, the Caribbean, the Middle East, and Africa. Exactly the bucket list trip seniors spend years saving for in retirement. Lose that trip and you're not just out the ticket price. You're out the hotel, the tour you prepaid, and sometimes a once-in-a-lifetime occasion with family that you can't simply rebook the following month. Pro tip: treat your passport as expired the moment it hits 9 months of validity, not 6. Renew then, and you'll never stand at a counter doing this math under pressure. Think your passport's fine just because it's not expired? Hit like and subscribe. Rule 2 has nothing to do with dates, and it's even sneakier. Rule 2. The name mismatch. Your ticket and your passport have to match closely, sometimes letter for letter. A missing middle name can flag you. A maiden name instead of a married name can get you denied outright, especially flying internationally. Why this one is aimed straight at you. You've likely been married 20, 30, even 40 years. Maybe your passport still carries your maiden name from a renewal completed years back, long before anyone thought to question it. Maybe your husband or your adult kids booked the ticket and typed your married name without ever checking the actual document. Airlines and immigration officers aren't trained to interpret a marriage certificate or hear your explanation. They're trained to check if 2 documents say the exact same thing, nothing more, nothing less. I watched this happen to a woman in her 70s flying to see her grandkids in Ireland. Her son booked the ticket. Her passport, issued years earlier, still read her maiden name. She had the marriage certificate in her hand. It didn't matter, she didn't board. Pro tip: the second a ticket gets booked for you, check it against your actual passport that same day, not at the airport. If anyone else books your travel, send them a photo of your passport's photo page first, every single time, no exceptions. Rule 3. The damaged passport. Water stains, a torn photo page, lifting lamination, even a smeared strip at the bottom. Any of it can get your passport ruled invalid by the airline or by the country you land in. Here's the part that catches you off guard. You check the expiration date. You almost never check the actual condition of the pages. A passport that's lived in your nightstand drawer for 8 years has been through humidity, spills, maybe a wash cycle nobody remembers happening. The damage that gets people stopped is usually small enough that they explained it away for years without a second thought. Airlines refuse boarding even when the damage looks minor to you, because if they fly you and you're turned away on arrival, the airline eats the fine and the cost of flying you straight back home. This one hits seniors the hardest for a simple reason. The passport that's been in your possession the longest has had the most years to quietly fall apart. And you're the least likely person to have actually opened it page by page in a decade. You trust the cover. You never check the spine, the lamination, the photo page underneath, or that thin strip of machine text at the very bottom. And once a border officer decides the document looks compromised, there's no appeal at the counter, no second opinion from a supervisor, just a return flight home you never planned for and a vacation that ends before it starts. Pro tip: pull your passport out tonight, not next week. Open every single page. Run your thumb along the lamination near your photo and check the strip of text at the bottom for any smudging. If anything looks even slightly off, replace it now, weeks before your trip, never the morning of. Has a passport problem ever cost you a flight you didn't see coming? Tell me what happened down in the comments below. It might save somebody else's trip before it ever even starts. Rule 4. The blank pages. Rule: many countries need 2, sometimes 4, completely empty visa pages for stamps. A passport that still has years of validity left can still get you turned away if there's simply nowhere left to stamp it. This is the one that punishes you for traveling a lot. If you've spent decades seeing the world, your passport is probably packed corner to corner with stamps from every country you loved. And that full book you're proud of is exactly what gets you flagged at the counter. Most people also have no idea the pages at the very back, the ones marked for endorsements, don't count as blank no matter how empty they look. Officers won't use those pages. Ever. I once stood near a gate watching a retired couple headed to Indonesia together. His passport told the story of an entire lifetime of travel. Every page covered. Hers still had room to spare. The officer needed one completely clean page for a visa stamp. There wasn't one left in his book. She flew on without him. He turned around and went home alone. Pro tip: count your actual blank visa pages before you book anything, not after the tickets are paid for. When you renew, ask for the larger 52-page book. It costs nothing extra. For someone who travels the way you do, that one simple request can save you a denied trip years down the road. One more rule to go, but stick around, because the very final power I tell you today matters more than all 5 of these combined. Rule 5. The old photo problem. Passport gates now scan your face and compare it against a photo that might be 10 years old. And aging changes far more than most people ever realize between renewals. You wouldn't think twice about handing over a photo from a decade ago, but airports increasingly lean on facial recognition at the border, and real travelers have been pulled aside and rescanned over and over, sometimes more than 20 times. Simply because the system couldn't confidently match an aged face to an old picture. It's not a judgment on how you look now. It's a machine doing exactly what it was built to do, and occasionally getting it wrong in a way that cost you time. This hits you hardest because a full decade of natural change sits between most passport renewals. And that gap between photo and face is precisely what the system struggles with most. It's not about grey hair or a few extra pounds. It's the cumulative weight of 10 years showing up in a single still photo a machine is trying to match in seconds. Getting pulled aside for secondary screening means lost time standing in a side room, missed connections waiting at your gate, and being questioned by a stranger when you should already be settled into your seat with a drink in hand. Pro tip: if your face has changed noticeably since that photo was taken, renew early and get a current one. Carry a second photo ID in your bag too, just in case the scanner needs convincing. Final power tip: the expiration date is the last thing that gets you denied, not the first. 6 months of runway left, a name that matches exactly, a passport that's actually intact, blank pages waiting for a stamp, and a face the scanner still recognizes as yours. Airlines check every single one of those before you ever reach the jet bridge. And on most of them, the agent standing in front of you has absolutely no power to wave you through, no matter how nice you are about it. Do this tonight, before you forget. Take a photo of your passport's full photo page right now, then go look up your destination's actual entry rules before you book another flight, never after. If even one of these saves your next trip, hit like and subscribe so you're never standing at that counter wondering what just went wrong and why nobody warned you sooner. And tell me below, which one of these 5 did you have absolutely no idea about?